Welcome to Behind the Claw. We will be picking up where we left off last week. These guys have discovered a dead drop on Gorram Station, um, presumably from the missing Sword World's intelligence operative, although there's really no way of actually confirming that. However, it is a very likely possibility. And so in this dead drop, it brought up a number of things. Let me actually bring it up on screen. So this is the dead drop, and from this we know a couple of things, especially when mixed with the little bit of hacking they did on the monitor buoys that are in orbit around the planet. So the first thing we know is that there was a completely blanked out ship, no transponder code, no name, no nothing. But the monitor buoys registered that there was a ship that had approached Gorram 3 times, and Gorram, of course, is red zoned. So that's a big no-no. Um, this dead drop they intercepted or found um, details that this Captain Engser intercepted this communique that was sent to Alistair Hulkin and from somebody named Marin Suwa, and that commander of Gorram Station, Chrix Derrison, was carbon copied on. And it details that this Marin Suwa has received a Dindy code, which means that any ship that is flying a Dindy code on their transponder, the rest of the system will basically ignore them. They don't generally show up on most sensor scans. Most sensor scans. Uh, it also basically talks about that they are registering passengers for a red zone vacation, and it talks about the Humboldt family and how the Humboldts should have no difficulty in securing blackmail material. The Humboldts, of course, are a big bad working in the background. They were the Dukes of Vincennes, and they sided with the rebels during the Imperial Civil War. They lost badly. They lost all of their ships, and the Empire basically had enough by that point and said, okay, we put all of the Humboldts to the sword. And moving forward, if there should be any Humboldts that have survived, they will never again hold power or a title of nobility in the Imperium. And that has gone on for quite some time. Reality is that if you watch our Friday night game, you already know that you, as a viewer, who if you watch our Friday night game, you already know who Alistair Hulker is, and you know that the Humboldts are not all dead. They are still very much skulking in the shadows, and so one of the passengers aboard this ship for which they are attempting to get blackmail information is Sir Paul Rameda, who is the fifth cousin thrice removed from Duchess Delphine of Mora. And Duchess Delphine, of course, is a big player in the Spinward Marches. Um, she is kind of suing towards becoming the Sector Duke and wants Mora to be the capital of the Spinward Marches. Um, and she is constantly playing politics and trying um, to move herself and Mora in that direction. They also bring up in this communique that there are that raiders, uh, presumably the ship marked Target, which the crew had run into back when they were still crew aboard Scander. Mark Target has been added to these raiders, and they are basically pirating ships to salvage them, and they are delivering these ships to Eingevar insurgents. Now, how much of that is going to be useful to the Eingevar remains to be seen. The Eingevar is usually found as terrorist cells on planets, basically disrupting certain things. But if you were to have an Eingevar cell in, say, Glisten or Bowman, there that wouldn't work out too well for them. They would need ships in order to get around to all of the different colonies, and evidently, these raiders are also uh, basically giving ships to the Eingevar for nobody knows what the purpose is or what the reason is. But this is going on, and so they have basically been on Gorram Station now for probably going on 3 weeks. Well, maybe longer than that. Maybe like 3.5 weeks, because it was almost a week out and a week back. So there's 2 weeks right there. You spent probably 2 or 3 days, or it was no, it was one. It was 27 hours total. So one day to repair the seven monitoring buoys around Gorham, and then there was a distress call that you had to answer. That likely took another day or two. So yeah, you've been at, and then you've been back on station again for another week. So it's been about 3.5 weeks. Um, and you just discovered this information in the dead drop last night, and so that is where we'll be picking up. And so Zerzy, so everybody, you all kind of reconvene in your in the S&R quarters. So Zerzy, you were saying that you had some more questions about all of this before deciding what the next play is.
So the information we have is based off of, like, when I hacked the sensor on a planet, those are probably like lower grade sensors compared to like the ship's military sensors that we have access to, right?
Well, it's not like military grade sensors are all that fantastic. So they're I would, and those sensors on those monitor buoys, I would not say that they are lower grade.
But they're more focused inwards towards the planet, not outwards.
No, they're not. They are more focused at keeping people out.
Oh, okay. Am I able to, like, have our military sensors running to keep a lookout for this Amishi? Like, even if we're not manning them, like, are you able to, like, just have it scan and hold data?
I mean, yeah, I believe. Let me look at your ship. I mean, your ship is docked here.
Right.
It really, yeah, you have intellect software running on the computer. It takes up whole one bandwidth. I mean, you could tell the computer to just, constantly run a background scan, a passive scan. If you were to run like it might be problematic if you had it constantly running an active scan, and the only reason that is that that's going to trip some flags on the station itself, as well as kind of get in the way. It may not have both you and the station. It may interfere with one another because of course Gorram Station is constantly running active scans, or at least on a schedule they're running active scans.
Oh,
am I able to set up? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, can we make it so that when the station does its scans, that it sends an extra copy of the data to the computer of our ship so we can look at it too?
That would be something that you would have to hack into the station's data net and kind of do that on the down low, because of course this is a red zone world, a red zone system. So pretty much all sensor data, with the exclusivity of navigational data and things like that, in order to get to the gas giant or to Gorram Station itself. The rest of everything else that would be scanned, it would be considered classified. So the Imperial Navy. So the way this works is you usually have the Imperial Interstellar Scout Service go in, and they'll check out a world, and then in this case, they decided, hey, this should be red zoned. They fill out the appropriate paperwork, probably in triplicate. It goes to 4 different managers, and then finally goes up to the Admiralty of the Imperial Navy, who then rubber stamps it. And at that point, I mean, the Interstellar Scout Service probably has, far more pages of reasons of why they wanted to red zone Gorram. The average trader captain who's just passing through is never going to hear about any of that, because the Imperial Navy kind of locks everything down and says, nope, it's red zoned. You do not need to know. You guys are in the know, of course, though, because you have taken a job here specifically related to the fact that it is a red zone world. So you have a little bit of information, and that little bit of information being that, oh, well, it's, because these people came here on a colony ship back during the Long Night, or slightly before the Long Night, during the Rule of Man, Second Imperium, and they regressed down to, essentially bronze, or I don't know, beginning of Iron Age at least. And so at this point, they're of course considered native to the world. They've been here long enough. But that's all you're being told about why nobody's allowed to be down there. That's it. And that's kind of, how the Navy puts it. To everybody else, it's red zone. You're not allowed to go there. And that's it. You don't get anything else. So everything that you would get from the sensors would be considered classified data.
And while we've been on here, do we see other crew like actively trying to like maintain and repair the station, or is everybody kind of just like?
Oh yeah, So I mean, some of these repairs that Audrey has gone around to fix, are recent repairs, but until you guys showed up with the load of spares, I think it was like what, 5 tons or
10 tons.
10 tons worth of spares. It is grossly under the amount of what a station like this would require. So not only is the station itself, it's not that nobody's trying to repair it, it's that nobody has the parts to repair it. And so you have, bare wiring that is hanging out of some of the areas, because in order to get something to function, they had to bypass the bad wiring and plug it in a different way, and they've just tapped it off with electrician's tape, and it's left hanging. You've got, a water valve that has been repurposed in order to make a valve for life support operate properly, and they just made it fit. There's all sorts of this stuff all over the place, and Audrey's run into several occasions where this repair was made, maybe just a day or two before, and she's run into it and has basically grabbed the correct part or tweaked it to the point where the makeshift repair is now functioning a little bit better, but because they don't have the actual part, it'll never be back to normal.
Okay. Just thinking, because I think that eventually there's a chance, Audrey, I think that we may want to leave this station with a delayed bang or something. Because, I mean, it's fairly obvious that, in my opinion, the commander is not ordering parts because he's siphoning off from the top, and probably everybody along the entire chain is siphoning off something. And this is the end result: is a station that's held together with hopes and prayers and duct tape. And
But I like working here.
So one of the things that, if you remember, back when you first took the job, you were told something very specific, is that Chrix Derrison is the recent replacement. He's only been in the job of Station Commander now for maybe 6 months. Maybe a year at the most. It hasn't been very long. But since he has taken over, Gorram Station is actually, as far as all the ledger books are concerned, and as far as what the Admiralty is seeing, because the Admiralty never looks at anything other than the spreadsheet, right? Gorram Station is doing very well. It is under budget to the point where they have surplus, which they call making a profit. But the thing to remember about that is that Gorram Station is not a high port. Gorram Station is not a trading outpost. Gorram Station is there to apply a service. It is there to ensure that to collect all the data from the monitoring buoys and make sure that the red zone is adhered to, and 2, it exists in order for any ship that is in the region that has an issue to be rescued. So it's search and rescue. And there again, that search and rescue part is completely dependent on the fact that nobody's supposed to be here. So search and rescue has to go in, get the people, hopefully fix the problem, and get them and the ship out as quickly as possible because they're not supposed to be here. So it's all predicated on the idea that this is a red zone. And the thing to always remember, in any government, a service never, ever makes a profit. You only ever spend money on a service. And yet, Gorram Station is coming in every quarter, coming in under budget with a surplus of money left over. And so the Imperial Admiralty of the Navy is like looking at it and saying, well, this guy's fantastic. He's great.
Am I able to look up his public personnel file?
I mean,
like I don't know if he would have one or not. I don't know how the Imperium entirely works, but with all the bureaucracy, I think just to see, like, is he like, do you like rise the ranks in what would appear to be like a normal style, or did he like, no, he just got thrown into this and had no experience prior?
Go ahead and make an investigate plus intellect check. You can use your agent and get a +1 for that.
Okay. Before I say anything, I need to start remembering which implants chips I have. I got an 8. Okay.
So an A+, yeah. So public knowledge of Chrix Derrison, well-educated business graduate with several years of administrative experience. Now that sentence, in and of itself, might look great on a resume, but it generally means, if you've ever worked for a Fortune 500 company, and if you've ever been in the trenches, that sentence means jack and shit. As an example of this, one of the companies that I worked for refused to hire from within to manage their teams. Instead, we were a computer tech company. At the time, we were doing all of the tech support and knowledge base information for Netscape. Did they hire anybody with any computer experience to be the manager of the team? No, they hired a business manager from fucking Starbucks. I'm not even exaggerating when I say that this asshole worked for Starbucks. So this sentence that he's a well-educated business graduate with years of administrative experience. Sounds like something right off of some dork's LinkedIn page. He has absolutely no military experience. He had when the possibility of commanding Gorram Station came up, he familiarized himself with the underlying concepts. So he basically read a book. And that's about all the information that there is. Essentially, that's all that it took for him to get hired, because Gorram is not, a military station, so there would be no need of a military commander. Essentially, what they are looking for is someone with business acumen and somebody that could make things come in under budget, or at the very least make things come in at budget. Here's another problem that you guys have, in addition to a lack of spares. I mean, 10 tons of spares is going to go fairly quick with all the repairs and maintenance that needed to be done, and that those spares were used not only for some of the fixes that Audrey was doing around the station. Many of those spares were used in the maintenance and repair of the monitor buoys. In addition to that, it is usual for this kind of operation to have a certain amount of what would be considered archetypical spare parts on hand for the most commonly needed items, for if a ship is in need of search and rescue. So if they come into system and they're stuck here because their jump drive went down because one of the capacitors went out, it is expected that search and rescue would have the archetypical up to like tech level 12 jump capacitors available as a spare part. At this point, there's not even much of that 10 tons of spares left. So it's very likely that would be impossible.
Based on, so my character has quite a bit of skill in admin. Does the way things look here, does this look like somebody who just doesn't know what they're doing, or does it look like somebody who is massively cutting corners?
Go ahead and make an admin plus intellect check.
Okay. A 10.
So, looking at all of this information that you now have, it's not that I mean, maybe he doesn't exactly know what he's doing, but from looking over the books and knowing what, so you also know what was ordered, and you know that what you received wasn't even half of what was ordered. So the first officer told Audrey as much. All of those parts requisition forms go through the first officer. What's her name? Sar Aylin, executive officer, and then she does her duty, because Chrix Derrison is a hands-on kind of guy. And he rubber stamps them, and then they go to acquisitions over in Lunan. From everything that you're seeing, is that this is a common kind of situation in order to make something look better than it is. So if this station comes in at under budget, with there being a surplus of credits available every quarter, then he's going to look really good. And of course, the Admiralty, not wanting to really dig any deeper, is going to think everything's running fine. And who's going to complain against him?
Right. So it looks like this is not accidental. This is on purpose. Like, essentially it boils down to greed in some way, shape, or form.
Possibly. You're not seeing any evidence that, I mean, you're not seeing any evidence that that he's getting rich off of this.
Okay. Oh, Audrey, is there anything you want to think about? I mean, I think that we should probably stop trying to repair the station and just hold those for parts for the rescue repair ship and for our personal ship also.
Well, Audrey would want to keep fixing because, everything is jury-rigged, and if the life support fails, then everybody could die.
Yeah, there's that.
I mean, we have a ship and HEV suits. We'll be all right.
Yeah, it's not our problem.
But the other 20 people on the station,
I'm sure they all have suits. But I mean, like, how much do we know roughly? How many spare parts are even left to use? Like how many tons?
Yeah, I could probably tell you.
Because you said there's almost nothing left.
Yeah, there's like 1
Right.
ton. There's like 1 ton of spares left.
oh no, and
That's-
that's dangerously low.
Yes. Even 10 tons is dangerously low because, like, if our rescue ship gets damaged, it may take more than a ton of parts to fix it.
So, both of you can make a either a carouse plus social check or a streetwise plus intellect check. Okay. So, taking another 3 days, and with this new information, you guys kind of pump the rest of the station crew about what the history is with Commander Chrix Derrison, and what Zerzi learns from one of the fuel shuttle pilots was that the last search and rescue team had been working on the station for a couple of years under contract, and they were here even before the executive officer Sar Alan came aboard. So they were here for a while. And this guy tells you that they were competent. They generally got along well with all of the other station staff. But as soon as Chrix Derrison got here, it seemed that they got into trouble a lot with the new station commander. And largely this had to do with them objecting to being made to do pointless make work, such as being ordered to investigate a sensor ghost that was halfway across the system, or to conduct a safety inspection on a ship that clearly did not need it. In fact, most were attempts that basically just to set the crew up in order for them to essentially fail. And they basically were continually getting berated by Commander Derrison for actually going out and doing the job that he ordered them to do. And so they, at the end of their contract, that's why they quit.
Does the station have security cameras?
Yes.
Would I be able to, since I hacked into the medical computer, would I be able to use that to try to look at old footage to see?
It would be a different hack.
Okay. I was saying, like, could it...
You would need to hack into one of the security consoles. Here's one right here at the end of this hallway.
Okay. But just pipe that I could do that, and I could potentially see if I can find footage of the guy we're looking for.
Well, I mean, you don't even have a picture of this guy.
Right, but we could watch it up. We could
look for a tall, blonde, Swedish-looking guy. That's got to be him, right?
I mean, we could eventually get like photos of like, okay, this is the team of 5. That was the old rescue team. If we can't, it's okay. But
No, I mean, go ahead and make a electronics, computers plus intellect check, or education, your choice, and you can add your intrusion to it. You are not able to hack into the security system.
Well, was this supposed to be a hack? Because it would have been even higher than that.
Yeah, I mean, if you add another +2 to that for, I guess it would be a +3. No, it would be +2 for tech level. You're only looking at a 12, which is still a failure.
Okay.
It's not enough of a failure for it to trip an alarm, though.
All right. Oh, Audrey, I don't want to take up all the spotlight. What are things that you want to do? I think since my thought is since we're down to 1 ton of spares, I think that we should stop fixing the station, keep that on the ship that we have to use, just in case something breaks when we're out doing stuff. Because otherwise we're gonna be a floating coffin. Yeah, your cat attacked your bottom cuckoo clock, by the way, at some point. I watched him jump up there and hit it.
Oh yeah, he does that.
Well, Audrey would want her and Zerzy to go talk to the executive officer to let her know that now we only have 1 ton of spares, and more spares are not. That they don't have plans to bring more spares. So what are we supposed to do?
Okay. Let me find. This is her office.
Because Audrey submitted the form for more spares, but we still haven't gotten more spares.
Wait, that's not. Hold on here. Let me find. Office go. Very peculiar. Okay. Oh, that's fine. Okay. So once again, you meet up with her in the rec lounge. How are you presenting this?
Oh yeah, I just says, oh, Mrs. Sire, now we only have 1 ton of spares. We're going to run out of them.
So her response is she says yeah, she says we the ship or the station regularly runs at a deficit for spares. She says the best we can do is kind of you know use them sparingly, and she says that there's been a request. She said she forwarded it up herself, and at the very least, that's going to take a minimum of probably a week to 2 weeks in order to get here. Probably put another week in for bureaucratic red tape, so we're probably looking at towards the end of a month for it to arrive.
Can I detect
Okay.
surface saws to see if she's lying?
Sure.
What is that? That is awareness, I think. I only got a 7.
Nope. I don't think.
Sadness.
Double check.
Yeah, I needed an 8.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so nope, you're not able to get any additional information by reading her surface thoughts. Nothing.
Okay, well, I'll keep fixing things the best I can. Thank you.
Yeah, she thanks you for your service. She says, you know, keep keep doing it to the best of your ability, and just make do with what you got.
I would do that.
So another 5 days goes by. There's still no sign of a supply ship or anything coming through. It's been pretty boring. Pretty boring on Gorram Station. Here we go. Late at night, oh, well, it's hard to tell day or night, but during your sleep cycle, fairly late, midway through your sleep cycle, an alarm goes off, and a central computerized recorded voice comes on, and it is throughout the entire level, at least, stating that S&R crew is to report to the command center, and there is a ship in distress.
I'm gonna get up and get my stuff on as quick as possible and head towards the command center.
Okay.
And Audrey goes to the command center.
Okay. So you guys all race down to the command center, and Commander Sar Aelin is already trying to assess the overall situation. Who wants to make a electronics comms plus intellect or education check?
Do you want to, Audrey, or should I?
I guess Audrey can do it. So go to electronics.
Nice. In fact, that's really nice. So the first thing that you are able to determine is that this is an automated signal GK. Signal GK, I forget what that really stands for, but it is a typical Volani version of an SOS, and this is just an automated one that is requiring an immediate response, and it is coming through. The ship's identity is a free trader named the Sakagan. There is badly scrambled telemetry data in it, and it has been repeated on an endless low power loop, but it's being repeated from all of the interdiction buoys in the system. But Audrey, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna ask, would that be normal?
You have your background was as a Jadani lift infantry, right? In the military.
No, my guy was a tank commander.
Right, which would be
Oh, okay, yeah.
Lift armored division. You would know that this is not normal. So it's unusual. But there's nothing about this transmission that would really explain it. there's no obvious explanation as to why it's being done like this. But you being in the military, and I mean, you've spent enough time aboard a ship, being, when you were in the armored lift infantry, you would know that this kind of situation would be, let's see. So, if it could be used to restrict a distress call among friendly naval vessels, for instance, if they didn't want the enemy to know their location, or how badly damaged the ship is, they might do it this way. That way, the enemy wouldn't be able to really grab onto their where they're at. Or if they didn't, or if something happened and they didn't want it to become public knowledge.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead and continue.
But anyways, it says that this is a free trader named Sakagan. However, Audrey, looking at this, what the transponder is saying does not match up with the signal codes that are being transmitted. The other codes that are in the signal, it includes codes that delineate a planetary impact and the presence of a survivable environment outside the ship. So that narrows it down. You already know that the ship has crashed on Gorram. There he is.
Okay,
Oh.
literally, as I came in, I was wondering, have we landed on the forbidden planet yet? And you're literally saying, like, yes, they did land on the planet. Nice, perfect timing.
Yes. So
Now
this
we might have to land on the planet.
this signal GK obviously is coming from Gorram. Was Kaz in the Navy?
Yes, two terms.
So Kaz knows that this distress signal that they've received says it's from a free trader named the Sakagan, and it has codes that it is that there was a planetary impact and the presence of the outside environment is survivable. Which means there's only one planet in the system that they could be. However, they are not the station is not receiving this automated message directly. Instead, it's being rerouted through all of the interdiction buoys throughout the system, and this is unusual. As I told these guys, Zerzi, having been in the army, Jodani army, he's been on enough ships that he would know that this would be, if they wanted to restrict, so that friendlies would know it, but enemy ships wouldn't be able to pinpoint their exact location, or if they wanted to hide how much damage was done to their ship, or if they didn't want information about the ship's damage to become public. The other thing that you would know is that, being from the Navy, is that this could mean that a Dindy code is active, meaning that this ship would have a do not detect code running for the Gorram system. And every system, if there's a NA or Dindy code that's given out, it's always specific to a particular system.
Okay.
So in addition to this, okay, Audrey is also able to determine that the ship, so the other thing is that the ship is claiming that it is a free trader named Sakagan, and Audrey's already determined that the transponder codes do not match that class of vessel or that name. Audrey, you also learned that the vessel's maneuver drive is not available. However, according to the damage report, the ship remains capable of jump 3. Very vague, but it says crew casualties have been taken. And the last piece of information is internal environment is compromised with at least one hull breach.
Oh, and this is a good time to point out, Kaz, we have a grand total of 1 ton of spare parts for
For the entire station for the next
station
month.
and for the ship we use in total.
Now that, of course, is not counting your private spares, because you've got 5 tons on the bastard.
Yeah, we're not using those.
No, those
Yeah,
are only
I
last a
didn't
few
think that you
days.
would, so...
And then we would be out of them.
So, you know that the ship is crashed on the surface of Gorram. It obviously it cannot be a far trader, since according to this transmission, the vessel remains capable of a J3. Other than that, you don't know where on the planet it is currently at.
Did the 7 satellites in orbit help us pinpoint it if we got there?
No, because this signal GK has been routed through all of them.
No, I mean not for observational purposes. Like if this thing has a functional
No. The
no.
signal GK has taken over everything and is going through all of the interdiction satellites. All those satellites are capable of doing is just relaying this message. That's it.
Oh, so there's no observation satellite above the planet, right?
There never was.
Oh, I thought the scout service had them. Okay.
No, those are interdiction buoys, and they are not looking at the planet. They are looking at ships that are coming in. They're at this point useless because all they can do is continue to relay this signal GK.
Uh-huh.
So is the executive officer telling us all of this, or is the station commander?
Audrey's telling you all of this. Audrey's the one who has checked out the distress call.
Oh no, I meant like because we were told to meet at the command. We're in the command room meeting.
Well, it's not a meeting. You are the search and rescue team. It's your job to go out there, find and rescue people. And this ship is in need of rescue. So how do you? The problem is you don't know where on the planet to start looking. How do you? Anybody have any ideas on how to get around that?
Well, I mean, off the top of my head, if they have a functional J drive, they have a functional power plant. Really, if we can pinpoint, if we can rig up the sensors to look for fusion power, there will be exactly one hotspot on the planet, which will be that ship. Now, granted, it'll still take some time to scan down, but it'll be easier than looking for other things.
Okay, but you also cannot be detected from the surface.
Would the station's sensors be better than the Stubborn Bastards military sensors?
No. Especially at this range.
Yeah, also, our sensors are incredible.
No, they're not. They're
for a ship of our size.
Yeah, they're better. They're one grade above civilian.
Mm.
Could we use our sensors to try to pinpoint it on the Stubborn Bastard?
Not at this range. And your contract requires you to use the Garrus for all search and rescue. But let's see here. So essentially, at starting at medium range, medium and short range, you would have limited EM sensors. At close range to the planet, you would have full.
We don't even need basic EM, right? Like whether there's like this one. You said that Gorram is a medieval planet, right? Or no, sorry, Renaissance, right?
They're just now figuring out sailing vessels, but that's
Okay.
not through any fault of their own. It's because of the thin air on the planet.
Sure, whatever. But the point is that you don't have electricity, so really, the most basic bitch EM would be like, okay, like yeah, I think the most basic level of EM is like the only electrical source on the planet is going to be that ship.
Essentially, yeah. Limited says that you would be able to find powerful EM sources. It says that the ship is still capable of jump 3. Nothing has been said about the reactor. It does say that the maneuver drive is not available.
Yeah, sure, but I mean, if the ship is capable of jump 3, that means the reactor must still be operational. Otherwise, it would be incapable of anything.
Right.
So, I mean, that's my suggestion. And also, like, you know, we're supposed to be not detected from the planet. That's nice, but if we need to get down there to recover the ship, like to actually do the search and rescue, like you know, yeah, we'll do our best not to get detected, but it certainly not going to be something we can guarantee.
Does the rescue ship have a shuttle?
No.
No. Is it even capable? Wait, isn't it a distributed hull? Can it even land? Can you bring could you bring up the ship again? Thank you. Yeah, that doesn't look like it can land.
It's closed structure. It could land.
Oh.
Okay.
Doesn't have our fancy aero fins, which I'm disappointed. Well, okay, here's a hypothetical. So what's the penalty for violating this interdiction?
Now you're speaking my language.
I mean, there's no penalty for it. The Interstellar Scout Service does have a basically a plan of action that you guys aren't privy to, but there is a plan of action should that scenario happen.
They're gonna nuke him, aren't they?
The Scout Service wouldn't nuke him, but
yeah, they just get the army to do it.
they would have a plan of action of some way to gently try to bring these people into knowledge that there are other beings in the galaxy.
Okay, all right, okay, but no, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, do we want to just potentially run this up the chain of command and be like, "Hey, Commander, there's a ship that's crash landed on the planet's surface. What do you want us to do?" Or do we just kind of just fucking wing it?
Our job is to rescue them, so.
Yeah,
well, I mean, we still have to.
Our job here.
We still presume, like, the XO is here, so presumably she heard all this, and I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I assume the search and rescue team has to report to the commander, but ultimately, like, this is what we're here for. So,
well, I mean, yes. you have to report to the executive officer.
Okay, well,
she's right here. Sorry.
Yeah, she's right. She's right here. Yeah. So what's ex officer? Executive officer Sarah Aylan think about all this?
So she's looking at you guys like, go search and rescue.
Okay.
I mean, that's basically her thing. I mean, if you want to run it up to Commander Derrison, you can, because she can tell you, she says this is a unique situation. It's never happened before. So they've never had a ship that crashed on the world.
Really? Okay.
I mean, theoretically speaking, no ship should have ever been that close to crash on the world. So she's not sure exactly how this even happened. And she's especially not sure, how it is that they were able to get that close and we didn't see them.
Well,
I
Cass,
mean-
should we go to the station commander, or should we just do our
I
orders?
don't think we need to. Like, we reported up the chain of command that we needed to. Sorry, Audrey, go ahead.
Well, yeah, if we talk to the commanding officer, he's just going to bog us down in bureaucracy, and it'll take longer while people are dying.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still going to take
I'm
us a
sorry.
week to get to him.
Oh, sure. More than a week, actually. I think like 17
Is
days
it?
or
Oh.
something. Yeah, I think it was like 17 days to the planet, if memory serves me.
I mean, worst case, he'll get shot by bows. I mean, who knows?
It is. No, it's about 5.5 days.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not
Okay.
so bad. I mean, yeah. If the EXO thinks we're good to go, then I see no reason not to go.
Yeah, she just tells you, like she said, this has never happened before, so proceed at your discretion.
All right.
Okay, sounds
All right, let's go to the
those are the worst
planet.
orders ever, but okay, sure.
Yeah, I don't say anything until we get away from the exit.
Yeah, no, I don't say that out. I don't say that within her earshot either.
Okay.
Should ask her to come with us.
Not her
not?
job. Her job is to run the station. Your job is to do search and rescue, and she says, kind of waves you away. Get to rescuing.
Yeah.
She has important
Shoot her
paperwork
first.
to do.
Yeah.
So,
I'm having Virgil and Clanker come with me. Just saying.
okay.
I assume we're bringing all of our shit. Yeah. We load up the. We also load up the supplies. The 1 ton of supplies that's left.
Okay.
The repair. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
And I mean, yeah, let's take all of our regular stuff and let's get going.
All right.
Okay, fly to the planet.
Go ahead and give me a piloting plus dex check.
Yep. Give me a sec. As I open up my character sheet. Open and pilot. Pilot, spacecraft. Swoop. Could be worse.
No, you only needed a 6. What is the route you're taking?
Well, they still probably the proper protocol is to kind of swing around the gas giant, if I recall correctly. So again, because since I wasn't there for all of it, they're not like in active distress, are they? Or
They crash into the planet and their hull is compromised. They have no maneuver drive. Their jump drive is still online.
Right. No,
but the hull has been compromised. Internal environment is compromised.
Okay, but if I recall correctly, Gorram has a thin but breathable atmosphere, right?
Yes.
So they're not gonna suffocate. And the fact that there's humans living there means that there's water and edibles that well, at least potentially. So
yeah, Gorram is. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say it's a garden planet, but there is water and life there. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we don't. I think it's because we also know that the commander of the station is a piece of shit. We should actually like follow proper protocol and swing around the gas giant, the same as we did last time.
Okay.
So that we basically because again, the whole idea is that we're not supposed to be detected. So let's just try to do our best not to be detected.
So say 3 days. Who wants to make an astrogation check? Astrogation plus intellect check.
Yeah, I actually have +2 to that. Yeah,
I mean, you have plenty of
Okay.
time to plot it out.
I screwed up is what I do.
Yes, you did. You can make another piloting plus dex check at -1.
Yeah, because I'm about to miss the planet like a chump.
Or crash land on the planet.
If I get
And then we
Snake
stand
Eyes,
it to-
yeah. Yeah, if I get Snake Eyes, -1. All right. Yeah, there we go. All right. I'm doing roll. I'm on a high roll today, baby.
Okay, so you are able to get you guys to Gorram. You screw up basically slingshotting around the gas giant, taking an additional day and a half to get
Oh.
there.
Oh,
And basically
hey.
too much drag,
Yeah.
which slows you down.
So can alternate suggestion, can we actually scrape the atmosphere slightly to kind of light up the sky? That's me fucking up.
I mean, of the gas giant, probably.
No, of Gorram.
Of the planet.
Yeah.
And
So
then they'll
just-
think it's a comet.
Yeah, they'll think it's a comet or a meteor or a sign from the gods or something. That just, to make things more complicated for us.
Well, so the first thing that happens with your piloting check failing as well. Hold on here, let me find it. Something that we don't use very often. There we go. You're so lucky. So, ship takes 100 rads, diving too close and dragging on the gas giant's atmosphere, basically giving you an extra day of travel time to Gorram. But you get one more piloting plus dex check.
Okay. Slow -1?
No.
Okay.
Roll double ones.
That would be hilarious. But no. Unfortunate it's 10 this time.
Okay, so let's see. So you are able to get into orbit. How are you want to conduct this search?
Well, let's try to use the sensors. Audrey, if you'd be so kind.
Yeah, go ahead and
Okay,
make an
yeah, I guess
electronic sensors plus intellect check.
detecting any type of electromagnetism, which could maybe indicate where the ship is.
Wow. Okay. So, yeah, you find a big electromagnetic source on the surface. Let's see here. With that roll, the other thing is that it does the ship's transponder does not respond to pings, which means one of two things. Either it's unable to, which according to the power signature that you're seeing, it should be able to, or the transponder is disabled and turned off. Or a third thing could be that it is running a Dindy code.
Or maybe damaged when they crashed.
That's a possibility. It may not be able to. So essentially, transponders have what? Four modes. Usually, like your ship only has two. Well, three. It's got active, passive, and IFF. Being to be identified as friend or foe for usually that's only on military ships. Yours has it because it was previously it was a part of the Interstellar Scout Service. A fourth option that is very rarely run into unless the ship is doing nefarious deeds or is some kind of spy or intelligence craft. Some interstellar scout service ships have this, is covert, where essentially it just goes blank, it turns off. So that is a possibility. Let's see here. So yeah, so Audrey is able to pinpoint this wreckage. The wreckage is much larger than what would be expected for a 200-ton free trader. How are you guys wanting to approach? Are you like just blatantly coming in? I mean, you said something about wanting to light up the sky. That would be a blatant approach. There's a careful approach, or you can be as stealthy as possible.
Well, before we go in, am I able to looking at the sensor images or however we're able to see using our material or our sensors on our ship? I'm able to scan like databases that I have to see if I could determine what type of ship it could potentially be if it's not a far trader.
With a 12, yeah. With her 12 or with Audrey's 12, the war book is coming back. Did I? I might. It is coming back as a 600-ton subsidized liner.
Hmm.
Okay. I kind of just smile and say, Audrey, we could potentially get some good information or get rich or both from this, I think.
Well, I most want us to rescue the people of the ship.
So Audrey, for you detected that the ship is here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, when we look down at the planet, do we see any signs of civilization around there?
That that would be another electronic sensors plus intellect check.
Oh, okay. Okay. Electronic.
So, I mean, you determine that there are a couple of you determine that there are a couple of small settlements. Now, keep in mind that the Interstellar Scout Service, if I remember correctly, let me double check this. Gorram is listed as only having a population of around 800 people. Now, it has already been determined, even by in the notes of the Interstellar Scout Service, that this figure has to be obviously incorrect, because a population that low would not be able to maintain their genetic diversity long enough for them to have been here for this long. So it's likely that there are other settlements that they just haven't run across yet, but you do find that there are a couple of settlements in the mountains, like here and here.
I mean, I'm all for just going down and landing. I mean, I think that they probably saw a gigantic ship fall from the sky. It managed to crash land and didn't explode into a billion pieces, but
That is the cover of this book. Literally, that is the cover of this book.
Well, Audrey,
go ahead, Audrey.
Okay.
we want to land as close as we can to the crash ship, but try not to land near any of the settlements.
Okay. Okay. So,
Yeah.
Kaz, again, how are you coming? Are you coming in hot, or are you just coming in?
Well, let's find out. I wish I had my arrow fins, but they're back on the stubborn bastards. So, but apparently
Oh.
I do not care. The true arrow fins, says Kaz as he makes the smoothest landing ever, are inside your mind.
Right. Okay. So.
I just realized we have probe drones we could have probably also sent out.
Hmm.
Oh well.
We also could have sent them like a radio signal, being like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" But what is with this weird ass like single band of ocean?
So this is another example of how I think. So these maps come from Traveler 5 Worlds,
Uh-huh.
and I think I've found many of them that were complete and utter bullshit. And I think this is another one, because what this would actually be depicting is a tidally locked world. And I don't think that from everything that I've read about Gorram, there's nothing to suggest that it is a tidally locked world, and I think they're full of shit. There are other examples, like when you look at a solar system and it will say, oh well, this planet is it's a M3 type 5 main sequence star, and the main world is the first planet in orbit around it, and it's a lush world, with a dense atmosphere and jungles. No, it's not. It would be a burning hellscape.
Yeah.
It would be complete dust, and that's it. There would be nothing there. But whatever.
So it goes.
As I said, I'm not a fan, but it's what we've got. So
yeah, sure, yeah, whatever. We can use our imagination.
Sure. So, anyways, so yeah, Kaz, you bring it in, and let's see. This is. So the 3 came up. I don't know how you guys would ever know about this, though. Because they have no radio. But I'll tell. So you come in. You are spotted. Multiple sightings in different places cause some local controversy among the inhabitants. The results are mainly bad for those that are labeled as cranks, liars, or drunks for speaking out about it. so for the most part, everything's okay. But yeah, Kaz brings you guys in, and you find the wreck of this subsidized liner. So what does the wreck look like? Well, it looks a lot like this, but what does that exactly mean? The ship has come down in shallow water, and it's in a bay just off of a remote island. There's no signs of significant habitation of the island itself, which is good. There are a few. You do detect that there are a few possible indications of like small scale agriculture and some wooden structures on the island, but they look very old. Like maybe there was an attempt here at some point and they left. But everybody can make a recon plus intellect check.
If I need to roll the robots, let me know.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about him. So Kaz, you think that you have the answer as to what the small scale. So, when I say small scale agriculture, I mean they're not like farms, like small grass reed huts and like small little garden plot kind of areas, and even those seem to be kind of fallow and overrun. And the answer may be the fact that there is the indication of a shipwreck uh, right near where the subsidized liner crashed. It looks like maybe they got shipwrecked here, and or somebody got shipwrecked here, and they survived as long as they could in these little huts, and probably died out. The water here seems to only be a few meters deep. Um, However, the other thing that Kaz notices is that around the ship, around the subsidized liner, you can see that some of the water is frozen, and to the point where there are like chunks of it that are breaking up into icebergs and floating around the ship. Uh, Audrey, your sensors are getting a priority ping. Should make an electronic sensors plus intellect check.
Electronics.
So your sensors are picking up a simple automated message that strangely has truncated data. It says Imperial VIP priority extraction, pulse weak and erratic, blood pressure failing, body temperature dangerously low, death imminent.
That's coming from the ship we found?
It's coming from very near the ship. You're not sure if
Oh.
it's coming from inside or what, but it is, you have picked it up.
Hmm. Okay, Audrey, let's the rest of the crew know that we're getting a transmission.
Well, let's hear it. This is hopefully good.
Okay, yeah, Audrey plays it so everyone can hear.
Yeah, it just says Imperial VIP priority extraction, pulse weak and erratic, blood pressure falling, body temperature dangerously low, death imminent. And it's on repeat.
Okay, well, I take my med kit, my scanner, my data chips, and I mean, put on my suit and let's get going, I guess.
Okay, so Kaz sets the rescue ship down.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yes, I do that first. Good point. As cool as it would be to just kind of, hot drop out of a landing, 400-ton vessel, I no. I was considering getting a grav belt, but they're very expensive.
They are spending, yes.
But eventually. What I'm saying is I need more money. You think this ship has precious jewels on it?
Well, I think this ship is the ship that's been making runs near the planet's surface.
Whoops, that's the wrong button.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean that obviously makes sense.
So it sounds like there may be some specialized military stuff or something we could steal.
Yeah,
I mean, you know.
And you're
salvage.
wanting to take Virgil with you. Is that correct?
Yes.
I don't think I created a.
No, he doesn't have a token yet.
There
I may be in the wrong mindset, Kaz, but I just feel like that, this is more of like plunder for us, not necessarily a people we want to rescue.
Well, it could be our guy, and also depending on which Imperial, we could, make a lot of money returning them. Or help the job along, whichever. I don't have that much loyalty to the Imperium.
I mean, dead men tell no tales.
Yeah, but on the other hand, like if we could rescue an Imperial Duke, that Imperial Dukes are worth a lot of money, or whoever. No, fuck, there was that guy.
Wait,
He wasn't a Duke. Well, there was that disgraced Imperial family. Not Imperial, but there was a disgraced family that is like a bogeyman to one of the sectors. And then there was also that guy from the corporation. And then there was also that other guy whose name I forget. Look, I'm bad with names IRL, right? Like,
so am I.
I might too.
So I know who I'm referring to, but our audience and certainly you guys don't have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
It sounds like you're talking about the Humboldts. They were an imperial family.
Right. No, the Humboldts are the exiles. Then there's the guy that worked for the security company that recently got chased out. And then there's also there was that third guy, the one that was in rivalry with the Duchess.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about. I don't know their name though.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe it's that guy, and he's probably worth a lot of money.
Alistar Hulker.
Okay, well there you go. Maybe who knows? Look, if it's an Imperial noble, he's worth money.
I'm surprised you didn't jump on the opportunity of being like, "Ooh, a 600-ton subsized liner. Let's fucking take that ship."
Well, no, because
it's busted because it.
It's a little broken. Salvage rights. We get what 10% of it. It's worth.
Yeah, I mean, but the problem is that because this is a forbidden world, like salvage rights might not apply. So that would be a real dick move, but because like you can't exactly bring in a scrapper vessel here, right? So
yeah, that would be problematic.
Yeah, so
this is the overall area. Audrey.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Audrey and Zerzi, you can make a recon plus intellect check.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
I see nothing.
Yeah, you guys evidently see absolutely nothing. But yeah, Kaz, you are seeing that there is this sailing ship that is wrecked here. You're also seeing that, like I stated, around the part of the hull here from the subsidized liner, you can see that the water in the ocean is freezing. This is not a sub-zero climate.
Interesting. I wonder why is the coolant leaking?
Yeah, there could probably a coolant tank ruptured in the ship.
Okay.
And it's spreading freezing.
Or probably worse, a hydrogen leak.
Ooh, that's no good. Cool.
That's it's the explodey kind, right?
Yeah, just let somebody light a match, just run towards it, see what happens.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, still, there's an injured guy. I assume we're picking up on our handheld scanners. So
yeah. You can all three of you can make a electronic sensors plus intellect check.
Because I do have some of those at 0 though. This would be comms or sensors.
That's a very good question. I just kind of had the same thought.
Because I have comms, not sensors.
You're right. It would be comms.
Woohoo!
So, Audrey, you
Do I
can
really
re-roll
have-
that if you want.
Oh well, it doesn't matter apparently. Do
Doesn't
I really
matter.
not have a data wafer for that? Okay, well.
So
Well,
Zerzy is able to pinpoint where this is coming from. This VIP Imperial VIP extraction code is coming from inside the ship.
okay. Are
Inside the
there
shipwreck?
all right? Are there proper access hatches that can be opened? From the outside.
There are holes all throughout the sailing ship. It's been here for quite some time.
So
Wait,
the
the
VIP
sailing
is a wooden ship?
It's coming from the sailing ship.
The sailing
The
ship,
sailing
not the
ship.
spaceship. That's unusual.
The fuck? Okay, all right. Let's make our way towards the sailing ship, I guess.
I guess.
Well, you know what? Hold on. Well, now I'm just curious. I want to do a life, detect life telepathy roll.
Okay.
Which I think that's a success.
I believe you are correct. Let me double check that.
Because I'm not doing a range. Yeah, it's an easy 4, and it's got reach distance and it costs 1 side point. So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going for a distance increase. Obviously, I just need the local area.
Need to. I
Yeah.
mean, distant is like 5 clicks. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you are detecting there is very, very weak life sign coming, intelligent life coming from the wreckage of this sailing ship.
Okay. Well, all right.
Specifically, it's just below the main deck, where the one of these masts has come down and kind of stoved in the top of the deck, and it's just below the top deck.
All right. Well, let's go in, I suppose. Quick question. Is the map representative of how it should be? Like, is there actually a skeleton on a gravesite there?
Yes.
Why don't one of you take a look at the gravesite? Like, what's the deal with that? Because I'm curious about that now. While I'll go take a look at our stiff or
I mean,
Our
our
I know
icebox guy.
I know some languages, and I have a fairly good, not the best translator. I have a decent translator on my tablet to help. So I will investigate the dead person.
Okay. So I will go Kaz over here.
Yep.
The water here in the bay is only a couple of meters deep, and it's not difficult for you to get to to the ship.
I think, yeah. I actually have a jump pack on my. No, I don't. No, I do. Basic thruster pack. Yeah. Yeah. Audrey, you coming with me or are you with Zerzy?
Audrey goes with Casimir, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll put you over here. All right. So while they're kind of sloshing through the water, part swimming through the water, Zerzy and your bots, you come over and you see that there is this skeleton laying on an obvious grave, and it looks like the grave was dug and somebody was buried sometime before this skeleton died, or whoever this skeleton was died.
Oh yeah, I'll pull out my tablet, kind of just record a little bit, then. So you said this is like a headstone right here?
Yeah.
So I'll kind of hold my tablet.
It's a rough cut looking headstone.
I'll hold my tablet over it and kind of scan it for a minute, and then try to run it through my translators to see if I can detect anything that I may understand.
Yeah. So, go ahead and let's see here. That's a good question.
I have the translator 1 in case that matters.
Okay. So, yeah, there's the thunder. Can handle all languages common in an area of space for which they are originated, usually within a sector or a single polity. We'll say a sector. And can automatically update themselves upon arriving at any TL9 plus world. Unlike expert packages, translator packages provide a very literal translation, sometimes misunderstanding idioms, dialects, and subtle meanings. So, there's no translation coming back for that.
All right.
But it is registering in the database as Gorramite. But I don't think that the Interstellar Scout Service has been here long enough to translate or to learn their language. They've done some very long distance observations, but nobody's been down here enough to actually try to learn about these people.
Well, I'll do just like I said. I'll still scan the what I assume is writing on the headstone. Scan the skeleton just to kind of gather up some data, and that's what I'll be doing for a few minutes.
Okay. So, Casimir and Audrey, you kind of climb into the wreckage of this sailing vessel, and this ship, very different from any kind of sailing vessel you've ever seen. It would have had originally like these long slender spars that would have supported huge sheets to catch the wind, and it would have had far more sails than a normal like Terran sailing ship or any ship that you've ever seen, and it would have been done in a very different pattern than any that you'd ever found. Today, of course, it is waterlogged wreckage, but climbing in, you find the body of, or not a body, but you find this wounded human, and he's pale. He's obvious. There's blood all around him in the water and on the decks. He's lost a lot of blood. Both of you can make a recon plus intellect check.
Oh,
So you both immediately note that this does not appear to be wounds from the crash. This guy was shot twice.
With what?
Looks like a
Laser or slug?
It's some kind of slug pistol.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
And he is barely conscious.
I mean, okay. Let's. I assume this is the guy I detected. So yeah, let's treat him.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a medic plus education check, and you get your bonuses from your medkit.
Any penalty? What are the penalties? Because I realize that this is something I tend to neglect. What are the penalties for not working in a sterile environment? Like -1, -2?
Well, you're not. I mean, this is first aid. Because the rest can be dealt with later. You just need to get this guy stable before you can really move him.
All right. Fair enough.
Okay, so you are able to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, I mean, we have a med bay on the ship, so long as I can make him transportable, then Audrey and I can bring him to our ship.
Right. Hold on here. So yeah, you are able to staunch the bleeding. You kind of bandage and staple these wounds to the point and stuff them full of gauze and kind of get this under control. He kind of comes around a bit and thanks you. He says, "Thank you." He says, uh, "I'm Sir Paul Ramada."
Oh, I'm Audrey.
Casimir Silas, don't talk. We'll get you assistance.
We're here to rescue you.
That's the one.
So okay, so you two are pulling him out. You can both give me a athletic strength check.
Yep.
Okay. Athletics.
Oh, I have my sidearm. That gives me a bonus.
And you get a +1.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, with the sidearm, my strength is 15.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you and Audrey are able to kind of lift him out, and you kind of get him. You basically get him on like a piece of driftwood and float him back over to the shore, and you guys can get him up into the med bay on the search and rescue ship. What's your plan? Are you immediately working on him in there, or are you? I don't think they've got. I don't think they have an auto dock like you guys got.
No, they don't.
They have
Just
2
the
med
med bay.
bays. Yeah, I mean,
I mean, I see no reason. I'll start surgery and try to save this guy's life. I mean,
okay.
So, yep. I have my surgical kit. I have all my everything. So let's begin.
Yeah. So you and Audrey, are you staying for this, or are you going back out to with Zerzy? Because I mean, there's still this crash ship here.
Oh, Audrey would want to go outside and then find a way into the crashed spaceship.
Okay. So Kaz, you immediately begin surgery. Go ahead and give me another medic. You get let's see, medic plus education. You get bonus for your med kit, and you get an additional +1 for her being in a med bay.
Okay, so that's going to be, I rolled a 14, so that's a 15. And then if it's going to take, I think surgery takes 1d6 hours, so that's going to be 2 hours.
Okay. So yeah, you are in surgery for the next 2 hours. Meanwhile,
yep.
And I'll just move you off screen. So Audrey comes back out and connects back up with Zerzy and his bots. What are you guys doing?
What'd you find, Audrey?
Oh, there was a man who was hurt, but Casimir is making him better.
Well, we have a old skeleton laying here and a headstone of a language that me and my computer don't know. But I suppose we should look at this gigantic crashed spaceship right behind us.
I think so too. We should find a way into it.
Okay, so look and see. Sorry, I'm trying to see where. Oh, I see. So both Audrey and Zerzy can roll 2d plus intellect.
Hey.
Audrey knows. So this ship came down, and is kind of its tail is up in the air. There is a narrow neck section that goes to a round disc type area at the front of the ship, and it seems like that neck section is partially crumpled, possibly not completely severed, but broken. And Audrey knows that on this class of ship, on a Type M, that the top deck is almost entirely fuel. The rest of the staterooms and whatnot are on deck 2. Looking towards the rear of the ship, and let me. That doesn't sound right to me. I know what they're describing to me, but that doesn't sound right. Let me look at an actual Type M. Deck plan. No, it is right. Deck 1 is fuel only, and much of Deck 2 is fuel. Okay. Well, I stand corrected. So yeah, Audrey would know that on this class ship, Deck 1 is all fuel. Looking towards the rear of the ship, Audrey would also know that there is a hangar space for a launch. These subsidized liners oftentimes don't land on a planet, but they will send down a launch with tourists and or disembarking people, and you can see that the launch bay doors are crumpled and crooked. That, I mean, with a little bit of effort, you could try to force one open and get in that way. And that is on the lower decks, like deck 3. But where deck 3 is, it's just above the freezing water line. There is on top, on you know that on top on deck 1 going into engineering, the upper engineering deck, there is usually an emergency hatch to get in.
Oh, well then, can we climb up on top and then Audrey can use the laser cutter to cut a hole through that hatch so we can enter?
You certainly can. Yeah, both of you go ahead and give me a athletics strength check for climbing up there. Unless of course you've got a thruster kit.
I do for my ATV suit, but I think it can only be used in 0G, so I can't use it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, so go ahead and both of you give me an athletics dex check. You do have search and rescue gear, so I'll give you a +2 because you do have like ropes and grapples and things that you can tie things off.
I
Okay.
got a 6.
That's fine. Okay. So, yeah, you're both able to climb up on top of this thing. I'm just going to copy you guys. May need to adjust your size, though.
And both robots have grippers on their feet, so they just walk up behind me.
Yeah, they've got gecko grips. Which direction am I going? Find a square and do some adjusting. you're not all freakishly huge. I love the disabled grid snapping because I hate moving the tokens around and having them stuck to the grid.
Yep.
But I really wish that they would implement something where, like, you could when you double click on it, it automatically adjusts the token to size. That's all
That
I
would be
want.
nice.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. You don't need to.
You can kind of do that if you sort of like if you start resizing it, but then kind of just flick your mouse. But yeah, it's a bit tricky. Yeah, I mean,
Well,
yeah.
if you do what I do, where you save the token, because it's more often that I want disabled grid snapping enabled, so I just set all the tokens. They're all, when I drag and drop them onto the map, they're all set that way.
Oh,
It's very rare that I need to adjust them, but yeah, it would be nice if you could just go tap tap and it would just automatically resize to the map.
Yeah, I agree. Or like if you just play on a map with a grid, it automatically resizes to grid. And if you play without a grid, then it just
Right.
whatever it is naturally. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Well,
so
maybe...
so you guys climb down into upper engineering on deck 1. Everybody, you can. I don't. Yeah, you can make recon plus intellect checks, and if you want to, Zerzy, you can give me one for Clanker and Virgil.
Alrighty. There's mine. There's let's see, what does Virgil get? Virgil gets recon, so he gets a 2d6 plus 3. So I got 9, Clanker got 12, Virgil got 7.
Okay. So the thing I will say about Virgil, looking at his stats, he's got advanced programming and heightened senses. Just scamming him here. Yeah, he can engage in internal and external ship inspection, both in port or in space. All right, so he missed it. Audrey, you can go ahead and roll recon plus intellect as well.
I got 8.
You got an 8. Okay, so everybody except Virgil, oddly, succeed, and you notice that there is a number of leaks. There is hydrogen fuel leaking out of the ship into the surrounding water that she's crashed in presently.
Oh, that's the cause of the freezing then.
Good thing it's not on our planet.
Looking at the it looks like upper engineering back here and here, this is all jump drive capacitors. Aside from that, this is the only crewable area of the top deck.
Oh, well, is there a ladder that goes down to the next deck down?
I think that's what these are.
Yes, those are iris valves to access down.
Oh, good. Then we can go on to the next level.
I'll send Kaz a neurocom message saying that we entered the ship through the top. You'll see the hatch that we cut open, and we're proceeding through the ship now.
Okay. I'd send them Roger, working on the guy.
So are you both going down the same access? So both of these access hatches are closed.
Mhm.
It will take a mechanic plus strength check to open them. Are you both going
Okay.
down? Are you both going down the same one, or are you going down one each side? How are you doing this?
I feel like we should stick together.
I mean, I can follow you. If you have a laser tool to open it. If not,
Yeah, Audrey has a laser cutter.
If not, we have other options. But I'll let you. Me and the robots will kind of just stand there and watch all menacingly.
Okay. So yeah, Audrey, you cut into it. Hold on, let me. You're wearing the Imperial rescue suit, right?
Do we need to wear suits on this planet?
I mean, not really. I mean,
Okay, then.
it's likely that you'll want a respirator because of the thin atmosphere, but
Okay, well then Audrey would be wearing the respirator.
okay. So you have your own laser cutter then. That's right. You
Yes.
bought one. That's right. Okay.
Right, because they are useful.
Yes, they are. So let me find it. Looking for what the time dilation is. What are we looking at here? Laser cutting gear 127. So tech level 9 cuts through most materials constructed at below tech level 16. All right, shit. Says cutting through hull armor requires a very long time. However, yeah. So yeah, Audrey gets to work cutting through this hatch. Probably going to take her about 5 minutes to cut through this hatch. And so Audrey is going to. Is Audrey going to be the first one down, or are you sending the bots down? What are you doing?
Audrey goes down first.
Okay. Then who are you sending? Seriously?
Yep.
Who's going behind Audrey?
I would probably send Virgil with his stunner ready.
Okay.
I can't tell if the stunner's just like in his body.
It's in his chest.
Okay.
Like all of his sensors, and I don't know if it's in his chest. It says that his chest contains most of his chest-mounted stunner, clearly visible. It's not hidden.
That's fine. It'll be him, me, and then Clanker will bring up the rear.
Okay.
And me and Clanker have all of our weapons out. I've got my laser pistol out. Clanker has his stoolies out, just in case.
Okay. So this deck of engineering, deck 2 engineering, this section is power plant. And you can see that there, out of here, there are doors fore and aft leading out of the reactor chamber.
Audrey, are you leading the way, or how do we want to do this?
I guess Audrey will keep leading. So Audrey goes out that door.
Okay. So, Audrey, are you cutting? This is these yellow ones are iris valves. Are you cutting through that as a iris valve, or are you cranking it open?
Oh, I use the crank, I guess.
Okay, go and give me a mechanic plus strength check.
Okay. Mechanic plus strength.
Okay,
8.
so Audrey cranks this thing open. Takes her about 2 minutes, and she gets this door open, and you are in basically what at one time was a fairly nice cruise liner, small cruise liner, subsidized liner, carpeted floors, the whole bit. Um, where what's Jersey and the Robots saying? That sounds like a rock band.
I'll probably just have the robots just following behind me, and yeah, I mean, Audrey can clearly tell, like, I'm ready to shoot somebody if I have to. Like, normally my guys kind of fairly stand back and don't want to be violent, but right now he has his laser pistol out, which is rare, and Clanker has his stoolies out. Virgil doesn't have any weapons, but he's a giant hulking machine of death, so we're just kind of following behind you.
In this hallway, you can see that there are iris valves on the port and starboard sides. However, this iris valve is open. These green doors are just simple doors. They're just slide away doors.
Mhm.
And this at the end of this hallway, there's a single door, and it is open. And everybody can make a recon plus intellect check.
Hey.
Audrey accidentally poked her eye out.
Mhm.
Zerzy picked it up and gave it back to her. So hold on, let me find it. Here it is. Zerzy, from the end of this hallway, this, like I said, this door is open. You can hear what sounds like somebody rummaging through, like a drawer of utensils. You just hear clattering around of metal. Every once in a while, there's like the sound of a pot dropping.
I'll kind of wave at Audrey and point that direction. I'll quickly like text her and be like, should we go check it out? Try not to make too much noise.
Yeah, Audrey says yes.
Alright, do you want to go first or shall I?
Audrey volunteers to go first.
Alright.
All
And
right.
she walks into that room.
Okay, hold on just a second. I'm putting Kaz on here, and I'm gonna put him off the map because he's not actually here. But this way. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Whatever. Oh my god. Come on. There we go. So, Audrey, you walk in, and you can see there is a woman in here. She looks like this. And she is presently going exactly what was described as the sound. She is going through the cutlery drawers, and just as you walk in, she pulls out a uh, butcher knife, and she turns and sees you and kind of lets out a gasp. What do you say?
Like, hi.
um, she she says, "Oh, you startled me. I didn't see you there." She says, "Are are you one of Stev and Alex's kids?"
No, we're here to rescue you.
She says, "Oh, thank God. Uh, oh, oh, that's so wonderful to hear." She introduces herself as Giovanna Mayete. She was the junior steward aboard the Amishi. And she says that um, we she says that we've been stranded here, and I was I was looking for something to eat.
We have food on our ship.
She says, "Wonderful. Are can we go to your ship immediately?"
Well, we are gathering everyone to bring them back to our ship.
Okay, okay. She
Do
says
you know where more people are?
she says she knows that there are a number of individuals that they've kind of scattered out throughout the ship. They're trying to find anything usable or edible, and she says right now their biggest concern and is trying to find respirators because most of the people here aren't acclimated, and so we're having a hard time breathing. And she says I haven't been able to find one yet myself.
Mhm. Well, we have all that too on our ship.
She says, "Excellent, excellent. So, where do you want?" She says, "If you want, I can move around and try to find some more people and direct them. Where would you like them all to meet?"
Oh, well, we parked our ship on the beach near this one.
So she says, "Should I have everybody gather on the beach, or should we
Well,
go directly
yes,
to your ship?"
well, no, we came in down from the top of the ship through engineering.
She says, "Okay." So she just wants to know if she should gather some of the other passengers and the surviving crew and try to get everybody to gather on the beach, or should she go directly to your ship?
I guess go to our ship because Casimir is there. He will know what to do.
Okay. Okay. Hold on a second.
Oh, Zerzy, I found a lady here and she needs our help. So we want people to go to our ship, right?
Is there enough room? I'm just gonna go into the room.
Okay.
She sees me walk in with all my fancy uniform. Well, no, I've got my HEV suit on, but big HEV suit, and then she sees two robots walking behind
Okay.
me. I'm gonna first look at it and be like, "Drop the knife, first off."
No, she sets it down. She says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I was just looking for something to eat."
And I kind of pull out my tablet and kind of like record her face and everything else, and ask her, "What's your name?"
She says her name is Giovanna Mayete.
Are you a passenger or crew for the ship?
She says that she was the junior steward aboard the Amishi.
And what were you guys doing so close to the planet?
She says I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. She says I picked this job up as like a acts kind of embarrassed. She says I kind of dropped out of school and I just needed a job and they needed a steward and so I hired on. I didn't really ask too many questions and the captain didn't tell me much.
I cast bullshit detector, aka I use my psionic powers.
Okay, go ahead.
God damn it! I sense. I just stare and just go, "All right." So you know where other people are on the ship?
She says no. She says last I heard the survivors all kind of split up. We were looking for anything that was edible, and we were looking for respirators because we're starting to have problems breathing.
We have a rescue ship parked outside. We have a doctor on board. Go onto the ship, see the doctor, get something to eat. I'll let him know that you're coming.
She says, "Thank you very much." And so she, kind of goes back the way that you guys came.
I send Kaz a picture of her and the information I found out. So first person we found, the rescued crew member. Here's her photo. She's coming to you. Check her out.
Okay. All right. So she climbs out of the ship and kind of goes back the way that you kind of came, and we will pick up here with you guys searching the Amishi next week at 6 o'clock on Wednesday night.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
All
sounds good.
All right.
I just think it's funny that you're sending all these people to Kaz, and Kaz is like fucking, in gloves, like halfway into the guy's guts.
Yes.
I am in surgery.
I cannot deal with this right now.
I mean, I don't. Oh yeah. Audrey, did you tell my character that he's in surgery, or did you say he's just helping somebody?
Audrey said he's helping someone.
Oh, nice,
You're
great.
fine.
No, that's
You're fine.
awesome. I love it. That's great. Okay, well, there you go. All right. So starting next week, I should be back. I should no longer have my late period, so it'll be, I'll be on time.
Sweet.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Sounds good.
All
Thanks
right.
for
We'll
running
pick it up next
See you
week.
guys.
Have a good night,
Yep.
guys.
Okay.
Bye.